I am obsessed with the soundtracks from these games. So yeah, for some reason when I launched this through Galaxy, which just launched as it through an older version of ScumVM, none of the FMVs would like actually be visible in OBS. I don't know. I don't know. Insane. Also, it would only let me launch it in full screen, which like I don't know. I just didn't like. For a long time, I had like an issue with full screen games, like randomly minimizing. So now I'm like allergic to full screen. Well, anyway, let's go. Obviously, starting a new game. Gotta let you see it.
You would like to name your game.
All of its 90s glory. All the 90s glory. So let's go. That's right. It's got to process every single letter. Let's go.
This stair was kind of your idea, you know.
Oh shit,
But I'm glad
90s
I'm me
mean
out here,
kids.
not you in there.
I think I've heard those same loving words before. Like the time you guys dared me to spend the night at that cemetery. You know, if you die in the museum tonight, I'll make sure she gives a eulogy at your funeral. We never would have made you spend the night here if you hadn't talked about this place so much.
Yeah, we thought you'd been kind of, well, obsessed, thinking you hearing voices and stuff coming from the museum and all.
That's what I get for third wheel and two straight couples.
Hey, you know, maybe they're the voices of those kids who disappeared 15 years ago.
Right, the police never found the bodies. Or the killer.
Yeah, and my sister, you know, Julie, the one in college, says Professor
The one in
Windlenutt went insane.
college?
Viciously murdered them and then buried them.
I know I look 36, but my
What
sister
if he's
in
hiding in that creepy
college?
museum right now, just waiting for another victim?
Yeah, and the ghost of his victims are calling out, warning you.
Ring, ring. Hello? I think it's for you.
That was just a dog howling.
There was something more than that.
Well, I didn't hear anything. I think this place is just getting us all spooked.
Are you sure you want to go through with this? You could back out at any time.
But of course, if you did, you'd probably never live down the chicken jokes.
That's true.
You'll be all right. Come on, I don't want to be late for the movie. We'll be back at dawn to let you out.
Bye-bye.
No, tell
See
me
ya
what
later.
sweet 90s blockbuster we're going to go see. Come back. No, don't leave me in your Datsun hatchback. No! Well, we've been FMV abandoned in a spooky house. Guess no choice but to start puzzle solving. Let's take a little tour of the grounds before we dig into the puzzles, though. You know, I guess we'll start establishing the mood, though. Ah, Whitney and Son Limited, 1481 Worthshire Street, Station, London, England, 1984. Sir Herbert Windlenot, Museum of the Strange and Unusual, Route 57, Mount Pleasant. Dear Hubert, the firm of Whitney and Son Limited has handled the legal and financial affairs of the Windlenots for 256 years, always in a discreet and trustworthy manner. In the tradition of Whitney and Son, James, my eldest, will continue serving you when I retire from the firm in a fortnight. He and Geoffrey often played together as children, so I'm sure you remember him. James and I were pleased to attend Geoffrey's wedding in London last April and were surprised not to see you there. The Countess responded quite bitterly when asked about you. I tried to smooth things over by making a sizable financial endowment to the happy couple on your behalf. It puzzles your family and old friends as to why we have not heard from you for over 4 years. But we assume the museum keeps you busy. I will not bother you further. However, in my absence, if the firm fails to live up to your expectations, please let me know personally. Your servant and friend, Joseph P. Whitney. Oh, shit. A number. So we'll just jot that down. Mailbox. Sick fucking mailbox, by the way. How can I get one of these installed? And we will just write down a 29 here. So we're ready for whatever puzzles away. Let's look at the letter on the ground like, oh, damn. All right, a tour of the grounds, shall we? Professor Windlenuts. Windlenuts. Got 'em. Museum of the Strange and Unusual. This way. Opening soon. You won't believe your eyes. Oh, all of these hooligans. They're hooliganing. They hooliganed all over this joint. Oh, we got a copper plate back here with a strange symbol. Guess we'll take down a little notesy. Little heart-shaped kind of guy here. Well. I think even our tour's getting interrupted by puzzles. Take our way up this grand staircase here. Hooligans. Always hooliganing. These 90s kids, you know? They're wild. Oh, we got another one of those symbols up here. Guess we'll write down here on this obsidian we got a little rainbow.
Welcome to Professor Windlenot's Museum of the Strange and Unusual. Unfortunately, the museum is still preparing exhibits and hopes you will visit when we open sometime in the near future.
I don't think you're going to be opening in the near future because it's been a long future. Yeah, let's get that on. Got those working?
Welcome
All right.
to Professor Windlenot's Museum of the
This was the,
and Unusual.
you know, the noteworthy was that they put directional audio in. That was impressive at the time. They worked hard on that. All right, well, guess we're not getting in the front door. Well, let's see what else we got going on. 'Cause we're not leaving out the gate. Oh, could this be a green plate with a little sun symbol on it? I think a puzzle might be approaching. This is terrible. Got a greenhouse over here. Got that to look forward to once we get in there. There we go. No. You gonna let me out of here? There we go. All right, we're free. We're free. It's another one of those plates. Now we got a white plate, and it's got what appears to be the cool S on it. This game is in the 90s. They're everywhere. This is why I specified copper before. You can do the rest of them by color, but then weirdly there's both a copper and a wood, so you can't really just be like brown. Got a couple of dots. Alright. Can't even sit on a relaxing bench without running into a puzzle in these joints. Well, no way across the water. Guess we'll just have to sleep the night off in this relaxing gazebo. It's a combination lock. Did we get... Oh my god, we did get a number. Could it be? Must we? Puzzle. Oh, we must. We must puzzle our lives away, y'all. We gotta do it. We gotta move them gears. Let me... I meant to pull up puzzle solutions before, because the gear puzzle reminds me, there is this absolute nightmare hell of a Chinese checkers puzzle later that I will absolutely waste the entire day on if I don't have the walkthrough for how to do it. It's already doomed, because there's a mastermind puzzle towards the end too. You can't walk through mastermind. So I'm just gonna be doomed one way or another. The gear puzzle I know how to solve at least. Just give him a little blip. A little blip. This is at least simple. Just swap them onto the correct color pegs and give them a twist. All right. Now instead of spending a delightful night in a gazebo, we cross on over. And well, don't these look familiar? So our copper we saw first. We'll switch to that to this little heart-shaped one. We saw this obsidian. This was this rainbow-type symbol. Through that, we saw the green, and that was this sun. On the white panel, we saw a cool S. On the wooden bench, we saw that dot. And then this one was actually on top of that arch we went through. But it's fine. There's only one symbol left, so we didn't really need to check it because it only uses one of each. But what's this? Can't turn down a mysterious staircase. Let's go. Thank God there's a light switch. Get them generators humming, boys. And here we are. In the mysterious basement. There are many mazes. This one isn't much of a maze. This is just two looping hallways. It's just a matter of noticing you turn down here. And we got another door. Don't do shit! FMV bats! We've got an underground lake and an Egyptian motif. But what's that over there? Oh, sweet Jesus, it's a body. We could still leave and spend the night in that delightful gazebo. But not us. We are an intrepid 90s teenager. We're going to intrepid our way right through. So we have this spiral symbol he was drawing with his last breath. We have Egyptian hieroglyphs explained. Hmm. These are not in any logical order at all. Oh, we got King Tut. He's my favorite honky. His mummy was discovered wrapped in flower petals. A fun fact. We got a ripped page and a convenient note page. It's like a game manual. You just put the note page in the back. Well, we will almost certainly be needing those directions, so we'll enjoy a modern convenience and just take a nice phone picture of that. All right. Convenient. You can actually see this one from the menu, but it's easier to be able to pull it up separately. All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to find that ripped page. Poor guy. Who could this be? Just a dead body on the ground holding a book, drawing a spiral? Crazy stuff. Well, guess at least we're in a boat. Got some turning, got some levers. So I guess we can turn that. Spin some stuff. Yeah, you know. Let's give it a turn. No, we're going. There's some ominous music happening. I'm sure it's nothing. Those water sounds are getting louder. That's ominous. We got FMV monstered. My sweet health bar's gone down. My sweet health bar. Well, no choice but to keep on boating across. Some in that water wants us dead. Maybe this thing is what wants us dead.
15 long years in this prison. You, get out. Do not meddle in things beyond your understanding. You will pay for your curiosity. You are in grave danger. They are so evil. Some of your life essence has been stolen. I was too old, not fast enough. The Ixupi are so evil. It is imperative to find all the vessels, because it seems only when they are united with their talismans do they have any power. My plan was to use them on the Ixupi before any more of them escape into the world. I believe they cannot resist the vessels as long as they're with the talismans and you approach directly. This vessel here is of no use to you, however. Its Ixupi is the one who robbed me of my essence.
Oh, snap.
And he has escaped into the world. And they've ruined my museum!
Sons of bitches! I had so much grant money tied up in this! So here we are. So this is going to be pretty much our game goal, is we're going to find these pots. We're going to take note of these lid shapes. And we're going to try and find the lid that matches that. You can see we got a little like foot. We got a little foot. Boom, they go together. And then this symbol on the front is going to indicate to us which element the Ixupi represents. So, for instance, we were attacked in the lake, so that Ixupi is the Ixupi from water. So we're going to find the pot, we're going to find the lid, and we're going to match the symbol that indicates to us water, and then we're going to bring it either all the way back here. I don't know if it's ever back on the lake. It might. There's multiple locations that each Ixupi could be. So like the water Ixupi could be here on this lake, or there's a fountain later in the museum where it could be instead. So we'll go to that. We'll listen for our ominous music. We'll listen for our like elemental sound, like that bubbling and gurgling we had for the water one. Go. Once we got all that together, we'll go. We'll pull it off our little item slot here. And before that Ixupi can smash us and heal our health. There's no recovering your health, by the way. If you get Ixupi'd, you get Ixupi'd. You take it, you hit it, you capture it. The item goes permanently into the rest of your bar here to track your progress. Bada bing, bada boom. Maybe you do get the health back. If you catch the Ixupi, maybe you get some health back. I don't know. Ideally, the only time you ever lose any essence is the required one there on the lake. So, you know. This, I believe, is stone. But we'll see. We'll see when we get the book which that is. You know, just remember that, you know, Windle Knot, cute little bear face. That's what got him. That's what got him. Well, we know what happened to Professor Windlenut now, so we know who killed him. But what about those kids that our cool 90s friends mentioned? Guess we still got some mystery left. Sweet mazes continue with the sweet maze music. Who's watching us? And this now will be a puzzle we'll see a lot of. As you see, these four diagonal dots here on this elevator door. And that's going to correspond with this guy. This will be our first one, so this will be nice. Boom. So this one, luckily, one at a time. 3 at a time. But this one wants to move 2 at a time, so we can't move this here. So we're going to have to shift them over. And that's where it gets fun. See if we can get this guy to go over there. No, because he still wants to only move 1 at a time. Can't move him anymore because he wants to go 3 at a time. can't move him. Can't do it. Usually that very first one, they'll all be just where they just move one at a time. So that was actually kind of weird. Yeah, usually, I feel like usually that first one, it's just there's only 3 of them and they all move like one at a time. I don't know. Guess it just wants to be mean this time. Well, here we are in a beautiful freight elevator. Let's see where it takes us. Well, well, well. It's a lot more welcoming than an underground cave, so in we go. Ah. We got an office. September 30th, 1988, Mount Pleasant Tribune. Mount Pleasant's best and only newspaper. Teenagers still missing, police baffled. Is this the boy who's been following me? Police are baffled by the disappearance of Beth Nelson and Merrick Campbell. A witness reported seeing the pair leaving together from the high school on Friday. While police are treating the disappearance as a runaway, students at the school insist the pair were not close. No way would he run off with her. Beth was always following Merrick around, but I think she just put up with her. She wasn't very popular, said cheerleader Stephanie Stiles. Police first became aware of the missing teenagers early Saturday morning when Merrick's father, John Campbell, reported the disappearance of his son. Recently relocated from New York City, Mr. Campbell teaches chemistry at the local university. I know there's been foul play. Merrick would never run away, as he plans to attend Harvard next fall. Mr. Campbell stated, Mrs. Rachel Nelson, a Mount Pleasant native and mother of the missing girl, was working Friday night at Bob's Tavern and was not aware of her own daughter's absence until the police came to question her on Saturday. The girl's father is living out of state, and the police have reported he has no knowledge of his daughter's whereabouts. If anyone has any information leading to the location of the 2 teenagers, please contact either the police or the newspaper. Giles Blatt. Well, well, well. Oh. There's that ominous music again. Got some kind of sifting sounds. That is the Ashixupi, who's also always here at first, but just in case you didn't figure out the warning signs while you're coming across the lake. So we'll give him a wide breadth. All right. Atlantis solved. Expedition forms to search for Atlantis? Bimini, Associated Press. The lost city of Atlantis may yet be found if Dr. John Palermo and Sir Hubert T. Windlenot have their way. Dr. Palermo maintains that Bimini Island is the western tip of the much larger continent of Atlantis that once covered the entire area known as the Bermuda Triangle. Previous research has been focused on the west side of the island, where marble columns and an underwater road have been discovered. Sir Hubert T. Windlenot, second son of Sir William Windlenot, Earl of Runcorn, is funding the new expedition. Now residing in the United States, quote-unquote, Professor Windlenot, as he now prefers to be called, has funded many archaeological expeditions and will soon be opening a museum to house the artifacts he has collected. The museum seeks to explain not only the mystery of Atlantis, many other unexplained mysteries Sir Windlenot explained. But well. Must explore. So I guess we'll need to be remembering the Florida Keys. A little bit Cuba. So we're going to want to remember that Atlantis is to be found at 2075. We got a nice little model of that boat we took across the lake there. All right, let's dig into this guy's messy desk. Oh, what's this? We have our first talisman. Let's take this guy, drag him onto this little eyeball so we can take a look. All right, we got a nice bowl here with a triangular base. So we'll just remember that. Hopefully we can find the matching pot pretty quickly, but otherwise we're gonna drop it off somewhere else and just make note of where we left it. Oh, we got a scrapbook. Professor Windlenot, you know, just a little bit of an Etsy wife. Keeping himself a little scrapbook here. Windlenot does it again. Sir Hubert Windlenot has been asked to withdraw his name from the Royal Society. Latest request by the Society was prompted by Windlenot's presentation of a griffin found in a tar pit in Turkey. Sir John S. Brown, president of the Society, made the following statement. Sir Hubert Windlenot is infamous in the 20th century for his capacity to embrace even the tallest of tales as proof of his own theories. This so-called griffin was fabricated from a pterodactyl, a saber-toothed tiger, and a raptor, all found conveniently in the same pit. He is a charlatan, not an archaeologist, and should not be considered one. You'll remember, dear reader, that only last year Windlenot funded a major exhibition to search for the entrance to a subterranean world and tried to prove that Stonehenge was built by space aliens. This writer admits that Windlenot's theories sound a bit far-fetched, but I for one hope he continues his research. Museum groundbreaking held Saturday. I love the most, awkward man in the world here. He's a... Please let me out of this suit. This collar is way too tight. This tie is way too skinny. Mount Pleasant Mayor Jim Wilton and the president of the Chamber of Commerce, Bob Taylor, assist Sir Hubert Windlenot in the groundbreaking of Professor Windlenot's Museum of the Strange and Unusual, scheduled to open in spring of 1961. So you remember that as of 1988. It was still not open. As of whatever sweet day of the 90s we are, still not open. Things did not go well for Professor Windlenot. Museum of Broken Dreams. When Sir Hubert Windlenot appeared in Mount Pleasant 11 years ago, he brought a breath of fresh air to this tired college town. After teaching just one semester at the college, he took on the title of professor and announced he would build a museum that would bring the wonder of the world to our little town. Our hopes soared. This meant new jobs during the construction of the museum and a surge of tourism to boost our economy. Our hopes soon died, however, when the professor announced that only outside contractors would be used to keep the secrets of his museum from being exposed. Then, just yesterday, he announced that the museum, which is already 5 years overdue, would require at least another 3 years to complete. I, for one, am tired of having my hopes and dreams for a better Mount Pleasant dashed on the rocks of Professor Windlenot's museum. I believe it will never open. April 4th, 1970. Geoffrey P. Windlenot, son of the absent Sir Hubert T. Windlenot and Lady Mary Elizabeth Windlenot, will be attending Oxford in the fall. The Windlenots have not attended Oxford for 7 generations, but have been generous benefactors as well. Geoffrey will follow in his grandfather's footsteps, Sir William Windlenot, Earl of Runcorn, and study banking, hoping to work for the family firm upon graduation. Artifacts sold. The personal possessions of Sigfield Shorts, who died 23 years ago, were sold yesterday to Sir Hubert Windlenot, who offered and paid an undisclosed amount for the entire collection. Officials said he was interested in never-resolved rumors surrounding the mysterious death of Mr. Shorts. When questioned, the buyer said, quote, "I believe his demise is related to the pottery vessels that I hope are still included among his possessions. These vessels have reportedly been linked to the deaths of several individuals, each found shriveled and mummified. I am interested in the vessels from an archaeological viewpoint, however. Sir Windlenot plans to exhibit the vessels in a museum he has founded." May 24th, 1977. Well. Guy's got some weird hobbies. May 14th, 1972. My dear Hubert, I want to thank you for resigning from the Royal Society and avoiding the shame of being publicly dismissed. While our friends have not forgotten how you embarrassed us, they at least have the courtesy to refrain from mentioning your indiscretions in public. Had the Griffin been your only lapse, I think Sir Brown would have dismissed it. But you were constantly presenting things like curses of tombs, a mummified cyclops, proof of life in outer space, and a unicorn. I know you felt slighted by your colleagues, and that was why you left England. But, Hubert, your reputation is that of a trickster, not a scientist. I'm worried that our son might not be accepted into the proper social circles, which brings me to the point of this letter. It would be better for Geoffrey if you cease all communications with him. His future is far too important to risk jeopardizing it with dreams of a father digging up some myth from a desert tomb. I trust you'll do the honorable thing and leave Geoffrey alone while you play with your museum. With regards, Mary Elizabeth Windlenot. Ouch. Those are the most polite divorce papers ever issued. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Mary Elizabeth Windlenot. Well, at least we got an answering machine we can listen to.
30th of September 1980. Returning from Africa, I discovered something profoundly disturbing. Someone has been here. Furniture has been tipped over, and the book Egyptian Hieroglyphics Explained, not in its place in the library, but face down here on the office floor. And oddly, one of the pages is torn out. And I feel the presence of... I'm not sure. I must investigate the second floor. The puzzles. When I created them, I never stopped to think they would be an obstacle in the event of some terrible occurrence. The Ixupi, someone has released them from their vessels. Never has anything been so evil. A name
Evil.
lived. Merrick. Who is he? One of the missing youngsters here in my museum? If so, are they both here? Can they still be alive? Evil entities attacking from everywhere, robbing me of my life essence. I can't seem to find the right vessel for each Ixupi. Without it, they can't be captured. Without it, I am doomed. Get back, get out of my museum. I wish I never brought you here.
That's inconvenient. It was really nice of him to record his last moments for us. Who stopped the recording and rewound the tape in the first place? Who knows? Who knows? Well, I think that's our, that's what we got to see on his desk. Still got an Exupi here. Here's the chaos that laid him low in the office in the first place. So he must have then fled into his little underground tomb. Well, Ashes is still here. We'll just ignore that. Look at this convenient rug hanging on the gray wall. Huh. I'm sure that's not... It's a hidden passageway. We'll worry about that later, though. We gotta get into the museum. Ah. So here is the museum's main hall. Transforming masks. The Cannibal Society of the Quacktuti. Quackoodle? God, I hope this isn't like pretending to be about an actual tribe. Of the Northwest American coast were these spectacular transforming masks during the winter initiation ceremonies. These masks represent birds and monsters associated with the man-eating spirit. They do questionably resemble, like, actual totems. This has some problematic elements. At least it does posit it as a museum of an insane British guy. Professor Windlenot would say Indians. He probably has fond childhood memories of India and still refers to Native Americans as Indians, but that aside. When I do Shivers too, fucking steal your nuts for how, like, racist that can come off. Luckily, it also is a little bit like, because white people, but I don't know that it necessarily points enough of a lens at itself for that, but product of its time and all. Let's see what we got inside these. We got a little sharky. We got a little froggy. We got ourselves a little man. We got ourselves a little lizard. We got ourselves a little skull. And we got ourselves a pot. Well, I guess let's start right in on keeping track of locations. Alright, so in the masks, we are going to keep that lid we found with the triangular base, and we will pick up this pot. Come on, there we go. So this one, it's a pretty obvious motif, so this will be the pot for water. So we're looking for something that has these like matchy little miter joints for the lid. Oh, look, its texture kind of leaked inside. Anyway. Let's start looking around. So over here, for instance, is the fountain. We can turn this on. Oh. Boy's already here. So yeah, like I said, the water exhibiting here, but this, we don't have the top, so no good. So we will just turn around and ignore him. The items in this case were found in a Mayan ceremonial cave in British Honduras. The jade skull is one of the largest jade items in the world. The jade skull. Jade skull appears to be missing. Well, it seems like a good place to start. See what we can read in this museum. Hunt some pixels, find the readable books. Not that shelf. We have a lovely candelabra here. Well, we saw somebody indicating this, didn't we? The following manuscript is translated from stone tablets originally found by looters in Macha Valley. These tablets were found among the possessions of Sigfield Shorts, who translated the glyphs. Our thanks to Professor Edwin Rasmussen of Pennsylvania University, who has added comments and footnotes to the original text. I, Yokten, scribe to Mokambo, do keep the record of the Exupi, Upon the instruction of Motkambo, I write these words, that ye may not wither and die. 32 years, 4 months, 13 days after his joyous birth, Motkambo crowned himself king of Zapana. To celebrate his ascension to the throne, he decreed that there would be no bloodletting that year. Footnote, this probably means human sacrifice. He just said bloodletting. He didn't say human sacrifices that we totally do. 5 days after the second moon ended, a hideous evil swept through the land of Zapana. Many people were mysteriously murdered as they slept. There was great lamenting. Motkambo called a gathering of his priests who offered up sacrifices unto the gods. They reported that the gods were angry with Motkambo, for he had not offered up sacrifices when he was crowned. They allowed Jbalba, guardian of the portal to the underworld, to unleash the snake god's children. The snake god's children, called Ixupi, were evil spirit creatures who hated the people of Zapana for their beautiful skin and healthy bodies. At night, they crept into the people's beds, slowly sucking the ka out of their sleeping bodies, leaving each one a shriveled corpse. The priests of Motkambo prayed and offered up sacrifices for several days, but nothing could stop the Ixupi from stealing the ka from sleeping people. Footnote, Shorts seems to prefer the Egyptian word for life essence or soul over the Zapana world, Jipan. Motkambo offered himself as a sacrifice to the gods. Footnote, it seems doubtful that Motkambo seriously intended to sacrifice himself, but rather intended this as a publicity gesture. Hoping to save his people, the moon goddess, Ixchel, took pity on Motkambo. She gave him special vessels and talismans of magic that he might entrap the Ixupi. He gathered elements from the earth, stone, water, wood, jade, wax, linen, fire, crystal, and more, one for each vessel. He placed one element in each vessel as instructed by Ixchel, and offered up incantations. 15 days after the 6th moon ended, Motkambo waited for the Ixupi to come. Creeping silently on spirit wings, the Ixupi then entered the rooms of the sleeping Zapana, but the elements in each vessel called out irresistibly to the snake god's children. Slipping into the vessels to answer the call of the elements, the Ixupi were trapped as Motkambo... Wow, I just lost my place. And his priest quickly sealed each vessel with its talisman. In gratitude to Ixchel, the people began to sing praises and offer up sacrifices to her. Listening to their songs, the snake god knew Motkambo had imprisoned the Ixupi. Unable to free his children from the powerful spells that confined them, the snake god instead blessed the Ixupi with a horrible new power, so that if ever released, each Ixupi would have the ability to assume the element that called it to its vessel. Fearful that somehow the symbols would be broken and the Ixupi released again to terrorize the people of Zapana, Motkambo hid the vessels deep in a tomb, deep within the earth. He concealed the tomb under layers of heavy dirt and boulders to keep the Ixupi securely hidden from the world, hoping they would never be discovered or released. He ordered that these events be recorded and buried with these vessels. Therefore, I, Jakten, end this record with the words of Motkambo. You are already in danger as you read these tablets. Heed the warning of Motkambo. Break not the seals that hold fast the Ixupi, lest you lose your life's ka. Translation of Sigfield Shorts ends here, following a few comments added by Professor Remison. For an amateur, Sigfield Shorts was an extremely gifted translator who made a few outright errors. However, he did miss some minor nuances. The stone tablet goes into much more detail about the vessels themselves and how they were used. Apparently, it was very important that each animal or human-shaped talisman and vessel match each other exactly. The markings on each vessel were meant to indicate the element that was placed inside. There was this added warning. If any Ixupi is freed, it cannot stray far from the vessel that had imprisoned it until it finds a replacement entity to take its place. Presumably, some unfortunate human. Well, there's our history of the Ixupi. Damn. Now we know what happened. Guess we're moving into the next book, though. Mythology of the Stars. It's the 90s. Pluto's still a planet. That's my favorite Pluto fact, is that Pluto wasn't a planet for one for, like, Pluto year. That's depressing for Pluto. heard myself drop something, but I don't know what or where it went. That's a future me problem. Mercury, messenger for the gods, god of commerce and science, protector of travelers, thieves, and vagabonds. Venus, goddess of love. This is sexism downright. You could have stopped a messenger for the gods for Mercury, same way you stopped a goddess of love for Venus, but whatever. Whatever. Earth, Mars. I'm assuming... Have all of us here graduated elementary school? Are we all well aware of the planets and the Roman gods they were named after? Okay, I believe in us. I believe in me, you, all of us. Alright. In Search of the Unexplained. The Memoirs of Sir Hubert Windlenut. Published by Swenson Books in Chicago, 1978. Sir, were you writing a memoir while you weren't opening your museum? It's just a poor use of your time, buddy. Chapter 1. The Birth of Understanding. I had a privileged but unenlightened birth. I was the second son of Sir William George Windlenut, Earl of Runcorn, that was it. Because my great-grandfather, Charles Windlenut, was granted an earldom after he defended the king, the Windlenuts have had a noble heritage to live up to. As was expected of a Windlenut, I went to all the proper schools and graduated with honors from Oxford. Upon graduation, I married Mary Elizabeth Worthington, a woman of title. Before long, the lure of the ancients proved too great for me. I found myself in Egypt, obsessed over the great knowledge that once possessed. Standing at the base of the great Sphinx, I felt reborn as it whispered to me of mysteries past. I knew then I must devote my life to bridging the gap between myth and fact, for I sincerely believe that all myth is based in fact. In 1938, I made a startling discovery. Similar pyramids, equal to the glory of the Great Pyramids in Egypt, were constructed in parts of the world by civilizations that had no contact with each other. My paper on this subject gained me election to Edinburgh's Royal Society at the young age of 30. I did not express my true feelings in the paper, for my membership was very important to me. I knew that some extraterrestrial being had inspired the construction of these buildings, and so I ventured into archaeoastronomy. The more I researched and visited these sites, the more convinced I became that mortal man alone had not built these. He's not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. As I spoke of my findings, I was ridiculed and accused of hallucinations. I searched 6 years for proof of my beliefs. In 4 unseemingly unrelated civilizations, I found the following pictographs, each one buried within pyramidal tombs. Guess we're gonna have to take some phone pictures. We got the Nazca Plains. We've got Uzbekistan. I love this one. Look at the little guy. He's like, yes! We're going. We've got Pakistan, and we've got China. I like the little China spaceman, too, because he's doing a little dance in there. This guy, yeah. We got the disco fever in the China ones. Hell yeah. You will notice that while the images from each location are in a different order, they all contain what appears to be a flying saucer, a man in a helmeted spacesuit, and some sort of solar schematic. These similarities are too close to be merely coincidental. Chapter 3. Professional ridicule. I admit, dear reader, I am as guilty as anyone of desiring respect and fame. I was driven to pursue enigmas that science could not explain. Fame came at the expense of respect. Even with indisputable proof, I was ridiculed by my peers. I brought before my colleagues proof of the existence of beasts long thought to exist only in myths. In a tar pit in Turkey, I unearthed a creature that could only have been a griffin and was accused of fabricating it out of several prehistoric animals. In a cave in the Himalayas, I found a mummified creature with one eye in the center of his head and was denounced for having paid for freaks of nature. In many instances, I was accused of being naive and falling prey to the tricks of others. Is it any wonder that I resigned from the Royal Society and came to America to search for academic acceptance? I sacrificed my marriage, my heritage, and my home to prove my theories and fulfill my dream. I dreamed of a museum that would house the artifacts I had collected, where others too would see my vision. Unicorn. Ah, here we are. South American pictographs. A cryptographer's attempt at deciphering ancient South American pictographs by Sybil Watterson. So these will be the symbols we find upon each of the jars. We got a little dog with two little noodle legs. Fire. Water was obvious. Wax is quite obvious since it's a bee. Ashes I do like. Ashes, you have like the hearth and then like some tongues of fire. That's pretty nice. We've got thunder and lightning, which is nice. We've got the drum with the lightning bolt. Symbol for cloths or reeds. So that you can kind of see. You have the basket, you have the rays of sun. Symbol shown here is used for all types of metalwork. It looks like a silverfish. Got his little butt antenna. Got his little legs. I don't think it is a silverfish, but it looks like one. This I like. Yes. That's right. It's a T for tree because South American pictographs from some ancient culture, surely they also used the same, letter system as modern Americans. Hey! All right. You know what? You can't have all good ideas. But regardless, that's the symbol for wood. It's T for trees. Symbol for crystals. Very obvious. Symbol for sand or earth. I don't know why it looks like a little like guy poking up out a hole. He's got his nose and he's like, hey, what's up? Symbol for burning water. It would be assumed that this would include petroleum products such as tar and oil. Okay. Symbol for jade. Symbol for stone. So this is the one that got Windlenut, because this is the symbol we saw in that jar he came out of. There we go. Those are our pictographs. So that one I don't need to make note of, because we can come in here and use
to refresh your memory.
The flashback option here to review any books or movies that we've previously seen. I'll take pictures of some because it's nice to be able to have them on the side to reference as you do the puzzle instead of having to like hop in here and go look at it and go back and forth. So like the pictographs, if you truly can't like kind of suss out what it is, that one you can just come and check. But you don't always want to go through these loading screens every time. Whoa. All right. Any other books on this shelf? I think we're covered. Yeah, we read that. Let's just shift. That was weird. Yeah, we read you. Oh, we got a cabinet. Nothing in there, though. All right. Got another shelf over here, though. Push this ladder out the way. Look at these. Some of these look hella clickable. They're not clickable. I don't know if they were supposed to be at one point clickable. They're not for whatever reason. Click, 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 click. No. We can't go up this ladder. Click. We got a pot. Let's see who we got here. Oh, we've got, since we just read our book of pictographs, this is our fire water Damn, I wish. So this is for tar. This will be our tar monster. So let's write down library. I don't think we'll run into the tar monster for a little bit, so I'll still carry around the water pot with me. So he's got this little kind of top-down teardrop shape for his lid. And we will write down tar pot. Boom. You can see that this is going to form like a whole little figure. We got his little legs and arms here. Okay, put him down. Swap those out. And remember where we left it. Nothing on the table. No further reading over here. We've done what we can do in the library. Back to the main hall. Ah. Alright, we've done the fountain. We've done the masks. Let's go over to the welcome desk here. Nobody's around, so we'll help ourselves to a brochure. Professor Windlenot's Museum of the Strange and Unusual. Windlenot! Welcome to the world's most unusual museum. Share the excitement of the explorers of the past as you discover the strange and wonderful world of the ancients. Solve puzzles meant to confound sages of the past. Here's your first one. Scattered throughout the museum are hundreds of amazing items. Find the following exhibits. Well, those colors look mighty organized. Alright, so nest for the giant eagle's nest. Blue. Viking burial. Blue. Werewolf. Red. Legend of the Daros. Yellow. The Tomb of the Exupi. That's right. We're gonna go see their whole exhibit. Green. And two-headed god. Red. We're ready to keep it memorized. We got some lovely photos here. We have obviously the exterior of the museum. We have a beautiful Egyptian-themed theater. This is actually the stairway into the Tomb of the Exupi. You see that same spiral symbol that Windlenot was drawing. Stairway up. See a little round room up there. Mm-hmm. We have a shot where we did that puzzle earlier with the panels on the ground with the symbol that opened up into the spiral staircase. And we got another one of our underground mazes we're going to enjoy. Well. It's a nice pamphlet. Sets up a little scavenger hunt for you. Let's see who we got up here. Get our nice aerial view of the museum. Got a nice little dinosaur. Big old painting. Guess let's go open this exhibit. Ah. Well. If it's not that picture we were just looking at. So here is the Tomb of the Exupi. See, we've got a little spot for each pot on here. Got a little mural portraying the whole story we were reading about before. Got him sealed. Got him buried. Got him eating people. There's the There's the king receiving the vessels. There we are. Just in case you can't read. Oh, well, that's looking sauce. Whoop. A shortcut. And if it's not a skull? Well, we don't want red for the Tomb of the Exupi. We want green for the Tomb of the Exupi. There we go. So we will just mark that right off our list first thing. Well, well, well. Here we are, Tomb of the Exupi, buried deep within tomb number 49 in the Mook Valley. The 13 Exupi in this exhibit lay undisturbed for centuries, where Mook shaman had buried them in sealed magical vessels. As responsible archaeologists and researchers, we must respect the power of the evil entity sealed in these vessels and warn all who enter. Never break the seals and release the Exupi into the world. That would be real fucked up of you, bro. Got a little close up here. Not for any particular reason, to my recollection. Let's go up these sweet stairs, though. Oh, that's looking like a puzzle. Let's dig in. It's a circus of values. All right. Let's start solving. Pretty good. First row. Okay, well, let's get that one curved the right way then. Well, that's not gonna do. Oh, but that's looking good. Alright, alright. This ball doesn't really seem to believe in gravity as it falls, but it's fine. There. Okay, okay. Progress being made. Well, that's not gonna do. But that'll do. There. That one's gonna get all the way through. Okay. Ah. Oh, thank you, seductive in action, Elzugtuvider. Yeah, that's me. I want cheap viewers on stream booths. Just get right in there. Oh, little bit of the muddy action. Well, let's head on in there.
Death comes uneasily to the mind of man. Burial customs throughout the world arise from the belief that the survivors can secure life after death for the deceased. You will find here that man has conceived of many ways to honor the dead.
All right. Mr. Cheap Viewer's Bot, band away. Let's enter this Burial Chambers exhibit. Paracas burial bundles. These funerary bundles of Paracas Indians of Peru denote a vast difference in wealth. Each richly embroidered bundle tells a story of wealth and includes lavish personal possessions. The poor were buried in plain cloth. Both wrappings covered a basket with a body in it. Thank you. Let's crawl in. All right, we got 2 bundles of cloth. If you'll recall, one of those Exupi was linen, so Guess you know who's gonna be hiding in here most of the time. Norse burial ship. Men and women of wealth and position were given ship burials and provided with food and armor for their trip to the underworld. Wait a minute. Viking burial? Looks like we gotta turn this guy to blue. There we go. Guess we'll mark that one off too. We're making progress on this scavenger hunt. Oh, we got something on the ground. July 10th, 1980, New York City. Since I'm moving tomorrow, I've decided to record my thoughts in this journal. I will miss the view of the museum from my apartment window, but Dad says he needs a less stressful job. July 15th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. While I'm not exactly excited about this small town, it does have its advantages over New York City. The air is very clean, so my telescope will work great, and it's quiet. For Dad's sake, I'll try to think of more. July 30th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. This town really has a really awesome museum, Professor Windelnot's Museum of the Strange and Unusual. The sign says it's opening soon. Can't wait! Poor guy don't know it's already been 9 years of coming soon. August 8th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. Dad says the museum will never open. I don't believe it. He says Professor Windelnot once taught at the same college Dad is teaching in, but now he's some kind of eccentric. August 20th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. Not looking forward to school next week. Finally saw the professor. He looks really cool, like he just got off an archaeology dig. August 29th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. School is as bad as I thought. Everyone here is a bunch of hicks. There's this girl Beth, who's kind of cute, and says she knows Professor Windelnot. I'm not sure I believe her. Dad says he's a recluse and not likely to know a high school girl. September 7th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. Turns out Beth really doesn't know the professor, just a lot about him. She says he has some secret way to get into the museum, but nobody's figured it out yet. I followed him home from the post office yesterday and saw him go into the museum. She was right. He didn't go to the front door. He went to a gazebo and did something that made a little bridge come up, then crossed the bridge. Then went into the ground. Cool! September 13th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. Dad said I had to get a job. Bummer! He said kids in small towns get in trouble without jobs, so I'm working at the bookstore. Good news! I followed the professor again and figured out the layout of the museum grounds. I think I could figure out how to get in. Beth has given me all sorts of advice. I think she likes me. She keeps hanging around. It's hard to follow someone else when you're being followed yourself. So here's the path we took. This is the gate we got in. Entrance to the museum. Going through here. Got the little gazebo. Or I suppose this would be the little bench. This would be the little gazebo. Cross over the bridge. Solve that puzzle. Down underground you go. September 17th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. Beth keeps hanging around. I hate it when Dad thinks she's my girlfriend and invites her over for dinner. This job has turned out to be okay after all. I finally met the professor face to face. He came into the bookstore to see if we had a book on some African tribe. He seemed to recognize me. I asked him lots of questions. He was pretty cool, but secretive. He kept staring at me. He did say he was going to Africa tomorrow. With him gone, I'm going to try and get into the museum. I have most of it figured out. Should I get rid of Beth or take her with me? She is hard to get rid of. September 26th, 1980, Mount Pleasant. Tonight's the night. Dad is attending some kind of lecture. I told him we're going to a movie in case he comes home early. We means I've decided to take Beth with me. She might come in handy. She is smart. And she has a rope ladder we can use to get over the wall. She says she uses it to sneak out at night. Here's the schedule. 7 p.m., leave house. 7:45 p.m., climb over wall. 8:10 p.m., Raised stone step bridge. 8:25 p.m. Enter Stonehenge. 8:30 to 10:30, explore museum. 11:15 p.m., home. 11:30 p.m., dad comes home. Boom. September 26, 1980, the museum. This is a very odd museum. There are a lot of rooms we can't even get into, and puzzles everywhere. We found this one exhibit that had some ancient pots. It's a warning outside not to disturb them, but Beth said she didn't believe the sign and opened one of them anyway. There was a pretty cool noise, and it felt like cold wind coming out of the pot. I thought I saw green electrical charges coming out of it, but Beth said it was probably from negatively charged ions or something. I helped her open the rest. It was pretty neat. Hooliganism! This is where hooliganism leads, kids, you see? Read warning signs. Follow warning signs. Otherwise, ancient spirits are going to suck your soul out. You want ancient spirits to suck your soul out? Let's ask the cat. Kitty? You want ancient spirits to suck your soul out? Yeah, I know. Alright, he's clarified that he actually is a cursed ancient spirit, so... checks out. Something horrible happening. Grotesque things coming from everywhere. Can't find Beth. We got separated. There's so many secret passages. She could be anywhere. What are those things? Beth is dead. Found her body in the basement. Those pots, they're not in the exhibit anymore. I keep finding them all over the museum. I think I had to find them and use them on these creatures. If only I could find a way out. All the doors are locked. Maybe they won't find me here. Jump scare. Think they found you here, buddy. Ouch. Because there's that jade skull. Spectacular coffins of Ghana. This lion celebrates the life and status of a great African hunter and will carry his remains to the afterworld. Jewelry and money will accompany the hunter on his journey. Instead, it's some weaselly little high school boy. Damn. Animal crematorium. The Hindus of Bali place the dead body of a loved one in this animal-shaped sarcophagus before it is consumed by fire. Food and personal items accompany the dead on their trip to heaven. The entire structure is burned, including platform and tower. So here is another location for the ash monster. To a Hindu, cremation is considered a sacred obligation to the dead. The soul is set free and the fire god Agni takes it up to heaven. In India, it often takes place near a river, if possible the Ganges, which is sacred and has the ability to cleanse sins. I do like this. But here it is. This is the most cursed puzzle. But this is why I'm gonna via a kindness hop over here and use a walk to do this Chinese testers puzzle, because it's gonna be a problem if I try to do it myself. Let me just roll through this forever. Alright. We are gonna move B4 to D4. C6 to C4. A5 to C5. D5 to B5. F5 to D5. E7 to E5. E4 to E6. Right, C7 to E7 to E5. All right, C3 to C5. C1 to C3. E2 to E4 to E6 to C6 to C4 to C2. See, I can't, my brain would not do this all on its own. Alright, A3 to A5 to C5 to E5 G3 excuse me, G5. Uh-oh, did I fuck this up somehow? Oh no, G3 to E3. Phew, I was like, oh no, but I just can't read. It's fine, we're safe. Alright, D3 to F3 G5 to G3 to E3 E1 to C1 to C3. Alright, time for another big play. I'll take B3 to D3 to F3 to F5 to D5 to D3 and boom. See who we got in here. We got a little Anubis head. Really impressive when you think about it that this South American tribe managed to put together a jackal head with this kind of bootleg Eye of Ra on one of their sacred pots, but we don't want to talk about it. It's fine. So, take note in the Chinese checkers puzzle. We have a lid with this little flower petal shape. Delightful. We'll still stick with the pot that we've got. Well, well, well. Oh, Merrick. Is he not in here? I thought his pot would be in here too. Maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe I'm just confused. Anyway, let's continue on. Okay. Music in this next room. Little racist yard sale.
You are now in the world of the shaman, or witch doctor, whose purpose is to act as intermediary for gods and men. The shaman acts as doctor, frightening evil spirits away from the sick, or officiating in the practice of human sacrifice to pacify angry gods.
Witch Doctors of the Congo. Oh, the 90s. Woof. Witch doctors from the Congo act as doctors, psychologists, and soothsayers, casting bones to read the future. They destroy their enemies using wax images, slowly tearing off their limbs one at a time. And don't forget we got a wax exupe. Oh. So questionable. So this is a shelf that there could be. Or we could just store one here if we needed to. Well, that's a weird color wall. Guess we're gonna have to do a puzzle to solve that one. The Sorombe Doctor of Mozambique speaks to the gods by drumming a secret rhythm. Pom, pom, pata, pom, pata, 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 pom. The drums, ta, ba, ram, and bo, are sacred, and only the witch doctor can play them to frighten evil spirits and open the door for the dead to enter the place of the gods. Well, I guess that's what this is. But we don't. We don't know the rhythm we're gonna need to play. So we gotta find a clue. Well, this seems a little clue-esque. We got some paint on the floor, and whoever stepped in that managed to get through the secret door. Some scaffolding. There's a security camera. But no clue visible yet, so guess we're just gonna have to flee the racist yard sale until we got more information, huh? Once again, surprised his pot's not in here. Oh, never mind. I know where his pot is. It's not here. Well, guess that's what we're doing in these rooms so far until we can figure out how to get through to the place of the gods. Or palace of the gods? Palace, place. I already forgot. Well, here's a room. Let's head in here. The Sphinx. Possessor of lost wisdom and guardian over the city of the dead, the Sphinx stands watch over the greatest tombs ever built, the pyramids. Search and you may learn wisdom from these ancient lips. And that is what Windlenot said inspired him, was gazing up at the Sphinx and having secrets whispered to him.
The heretics that lay beyond hath driven out all of the gods save Eden. So begins Egypt's decline. If thou art wise, thou shalt know that the names of this pharaoh and his queen be placed forever in shame on the columns of Ra.
Absolutely love the voice acting on that one. Alright, the heretics drove out all the gods save Aten. Let's roll into our flashbacks. Let's get in there into Egyptian hieroglyphics explained and find out who the heretic pharaoh and his queen were. Tried to introduce monotheistic worship of the god Aten unsuccessfully into Egypt and began its downfall. And there is his wife, Nefertiti. So let's just get that convenient camera in there. Save ourselves a little bit of effort. God bless the ability to have instantaneous photos now. Alright. So let's make that symbol. So we need this feather, this guy, this guy, and this guy. We're going to want to start a vulture here, but still complete that symbol. There we go. And then we're going to have the sun over some water for the bottom. Perfect, perfect. So there is our pharaoh. Which means on this one, we put together his queen. We got the Apple of Eden from Assassin's Creed. Couple of feathers. And the queen. Boom. We are sarcophagused up. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a pot. We have an entire pot, actually, if you'll recall. So let's note down that in the sarcophagus we have the water pot. We'll just draw a quick little facsimile of the lid shape here. Alright, and we can go back to the library and match a lid to a pot. I think that's all there is in the little Egypt room here. Yeah, we're good. No. No. Walk away, man. Walk away. There. Alright. We're free. Yeah, I don't know why you couldn't zoom on this. Actually, I think there might be a door there a little later. Let's see, where did we come in? We came in through here, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We came in through the upper floor. Oh, that's a nice crystal chandelier. It'd be a real shame if there was some kind of crystal exupy. But we're going to the library. That was this door here, if you'll recall. Head on in. Back up our ladder. And boom, we have a complete pot. Said it'd be a little figure, got a little human head on there. And so now, if we can find ourselves the Tar Exupy, we'll be able to capture him. So let's see if that's what we can do. Let's head back down. There is one place the Tar Exupy can be found a little earlier than... He's in kind of a late game area most of the time, but if you recall, we've had a lot of conversations about a tar pit and a griffin. So, if we come in here, we sure do seem to be talking about creatures you might find in a tar pit in this room. Oh, but we got something on the ground first. Ooh, I wonder who it is. Ah! The Tar Exupy is not in here because we already have an Exupy in here. As you can tell from the sound of scraping metal, we are looking at the metal Exupy here in this unicorn. Let's go look at him. Let's get a little metal Exupy. Ah, their designs are so goofy. Oh, Exupy! And off they go. If they attack you once, they do leave the area. Alright. The unicorn, found in many cultures, is theorized to have existed at one time, but is now extinct. Marco Polo wrote about having seen unicorns in the area that is now Russia. This bronze metal statue was found buried in a tomb in Greece. Crazy stuff. There we go. Weighing 2 tons? This nest, built by a pair of bald eagles in Georgia, is by no means the largest known nest. The nests of the Mallee fowl of Australia are much larger, weighing over 10 times as much. Did somebody say giant eagle nest? Because I'm pretty sure that was on our brochure. So we are going to want the giant eagle nest to be blue. Boom. Nailed it. $728.80. Dr. Stanley Boris, Mount Pleasant Drugs. Merrick Campbell. Inhale 2 puffs by mouth every 6 hours as needed for asthma. Shake well before using. Potency expires $725.81. Damn. Boy's out here without his inhaler. Found in a tar pit in Turkey were the bones of an unusual animal that baffled paleontologists. They decided the bones were from 3 animals: the wings of a pterodactyl, the body of a saber-toothed tiger, and the head of a raptor. Never once did they consider the obvious, that it was a griffin, written about in ancient literature and now extinct. It's a bold claim, sir. It's a bold claim. This is also a hiding spot. Just look at him. Look at how cute he is in his little nest. I believe that was a sign right in the middle we didn't read. Got distracted by that guy. This large spider is Therapos leblondi, or the bird-eating spider. Hell yeah! 4 miles under the ocean's surface, while searching through the sunken wreckage of the British vessel HMS Whitmore, this rare specimen of the starfish, Profundalby, was claimed to have been found. It was wrapped around the skull of one of the members of the crew. Motherfucking metal. Hell yeah. I read about the fish. Can't read about the fish? Come on. Guess we could head. Do we want to go? Do we want to go in there? Or do we... Oh, look, we got a button.
From a 60-foot giant squid that can pull a small fishing boat into the depths of the sea, to the 2-inch poison dart frog that carries enough poison to kill 1,500 people. Nothing is stranger than the animal kingdom. Is it any wonder that the ancients worshipped and feared these strange beasts?
Hell no, it's not. Oh, it's our main room. We don't want to go back in the main room. Of course it's the main room. It's where the button was. Let's go back here. There's what I was looking for. Sir? No dice. Well, maybe he'll be there eventually. We got 2 other rooms attached to this we can go explore. We got time.
You have stepped into the world of amazing plants. For centuries, plants have been used to beautify man's surroundings, for food, shelter, and to heal the sick. And like Socrates, who was executed by drinking poison hemlock, man has discovered plants have a lethal side too.
So sassy, Mr. Narrator Man. Plants have a lethal side, too. Oh. We got a pot. Oh, we can build another complete pot. This guy matches the lid that we left right in the masks. Well, well, well. And you'll see right there, the hearth, the tongues of flame. That right there is ashes. I'm gonna need an eraser to keep up with this. Oh, that picked up on the mic. That was my back cracking. Jesus Christ. Eraser. Not a human being's idea of a pencil. Alright, so plant shelf. We are leaving. Let's erase where we left the lid of the tar pot in the library, because there's now nothing in the library. And the plant shelf has complete tar. Well, we are making some quick progress. Here's a beautiful sand sculpture in order to house the sand exupi. Like so. I love the sound of the sand exupi. It's so relaxing. We do not perceive. Well, let's head on back. Put this pot together. And with any luck, old ashes will still be in the museum. Or in the museum office, rather. Progress, progress, progress. It's so nice rather than just finding a lot of, like, disconnected ones. Alright, he's together. Nobody is left in the masks. Give that a little erase. And into the... There it is. The office. Alright. Luck for us. He's here. Click. Oh, gotta go one closer. And on to our bar. All right. We are golden. That is one down for us, boys. The office is safe. Ah. Back into the museum. Well. If you're feeling good, you should. You should feel good, chat. You are fighting the good fight now. Oh. Ominous music. A little bubbly bubbly. Looks like somebody spawned right in the right place for us. We can snag his jar right up. Let's go. No tar monster's gonna be ruining our day. Ah. Well, that is a really solid start. Look at this. We've barely seen any of the museum, and we've already gotten 2 of the Exupi down. Well. Do we want to go pick up one of the pieces we already found? Yeah, let's just leave them. They're fine. It's not like we're not going to find any new ones. All right. Guess we'll leave that sand Exupi to hang out in the plant room all by himself. Not the museum. That one. Let's go down.
You are now entering the unfathomable depths of the sea, where countless ships have sunk, taking with them untold riches. The wisdom known only to the ancients may also reside here, in the lost city of Atlantis.
That's us. We in the lost city of Atlantis now, boys. Yeah, just put something in chat so that my screen's not. Get out of here. No bot. Bad bot. Robots. Banned. 5 ever. Alright, the box is fine now. Yay! I love this mural. It's gorgeous. On the disc that this game originally came with, there was like some print shop software that came with a couple of assets from the game, one of which was this mural. So I spent, so many ink cartridges printing it out. Because I look at this guy. I love him. I love this guy. Not the statue, the sea serpent. And like, this is cool. This mural is the kind of thing that childhood me was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, let's start reading some guys. Poseidon, son of Zeus, brother of Hades, the Greek god of seas and water, was also the patron god of Atlantis. Earthquakes and tidal waves were attributed to this turbulent sea god, who was known to the Romans as Neptune. Poseidon's Temple. Poseidon's Temple was the spiritual and governmental center of Atlantis. This replica, built entirely out of sand, was patterned after Plato's description in his books, Critias and Timaeus. Colossus of Rhodes. One of the 7 wonders of the world, the Colossus of Rhodes was built to honor Helios, the Greek sun god. The legs of the giant statue spanned the city harbor so that ships could pass beneath it. The 120-foot bronze statue was toppled by an earthquake in 226 BC. Well, Poseidon here is holding himself a little puzzle orb. Let's get in there. Well, I wonder if we found any kind of coordinates at any point in the game. Well, I think. Why didn't he say that 2075 was where he intended to search for Atlantis? Lasers. Whoosh. This would be really inconvenient in an actual crowded museum. Could you imagine if, like, your kid was standing, like, half on there, breaking his damn leg? Oh. Oh, there we go. We got a pot. So this is cloth. And he's got, you know, kind of a little guy on his top. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll find a lid that's got that kind of shape. I believe in us. Look how good we're already doing, chat. We already got 2 of the Exupi down. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty speedy. Oh, we got a map of the main floor. Let's see what we've covered. We've gone up to the 2nd floor. We've been in the main entry hall. We've been in the library, the office. Oh, look, a workshop. We've not entered the workshop yet. Well, we have been in Strange Beasts and Amazing Plants. We saw funeral rites in the shaman room, but we've not entered the Palace of the Gods. We've been in Tombs and Curses, but we didn't go through here into this hallway. But we did see the door. You see the stairway to the tower continues all the way. And the Palace of the Gods exhibit connects right through to Myths and Legends, which then continues up into more stairs. And up on the 3rd floor, we've got the tower continuing. We've got the planetarium. Not too sure about this, Hubert. We got Strange. And Man's Inhumanity to Man, which, vocal stem for life. Man's inhumanity to man. You'll hear it. You'll hear it when we go in there, the way he narrates that. And the puzzle room. If you have ever heard a video game song that you are like, this is absolutely the worst thing I've ever heard, this song is going to drive me insane, it's 2nd place to the music in the puzzle room in here. It's a sound they have pieced together. All right, and the 4th floor, we've got the top of the tower, the clock tower room, clock. The bedroom and the study. Down in the basement, we have a mechanical room, the underground lake, maze, mysteries of the deep, where we are now, in the subterranean world. Which, usually, the subterranean world, so you have spent so much time in just the absolute worst maze in the game. You finally get there. You get to the subterranean world. You just want to leave. Here it is. Here's the exit. The tar monster is usually right here. And you gotta go back. And you gotta come back later and do it all again. I am thrilled that we already have tar. Like, you have no idea what a favor we have done for ourselves in the future of this game by already capturing tar. Because, oh my god. Let's go see if Crystal's down there. Oh, he's down here. Edward Casey, one of America's most renowned psychics, gave a description of an instrument made of quartz crystals with which the Atlanteans harnessed the energy of the sun's rays. Unable to control the power of this machine, they eventually blew themselves up. SpaceX is fuck, boys. So we too will simply walk away lest we blow ourselves up just like them Atlanteans did. And see what's down here instead. Sirens. In Greek mythology, the sirens were huge birds with women's faces who lured sailors onto dangerous rocks by their sweet singing. The only man to ever hear their singing and live was Odysseus, who had his men tie him to the mast so he would not jump into the rocks to join them. The Argonauts were saved from the sirens by the musician Orpheus, who drowned their singing with music from his lyre, which was more beautiful still. Do you dare listen to the siren song? It's a lovely little song. I like how they were giant birds. It's a mermaid. All right. You know, you did your best. I say it's hard to find good sculptors these days. And here we go. I wonder what we gotta play. Oh, shit. I know what you were thinking. Oh, gonna get to go through here. No. He said, nice song.
You are about to enter the bowels of Mother Earth. Are there great civilizations that exist here, or just molten lava and rivers of fire? Are you adventurous enough to solve the mystery of the maze and venture into the subterranean world?
Are you man enough to save the president? Are we man enough to save the president? I mean, we've got the Tarek Zoopy. We don't really have an excuse not to, unfortunately. Not only primitive man, but great thinkers such as Socrates believed that life existed below the Earth's surface. Edmund Halley, of Halley's Comet fame, published the first scientific theory that the Earth is hollow, that there exists another world within our own. The mystery still remains, however, as to where the entrance exists. This cave. Oh, we're not man enough to save the president because there's a door in the way. We got buttons on this door. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. It's a lot of buttons. So, we're gonna have to go find ourselves a puzzle solution. And thank goodness, because this maze, till you what? Alright, well, I guess our exploration continues. Back into the museum proper. Well, that was the library, because if you remember, when we were looking at our map there, well, the map mentioned that it's a workshop over here. Let's go investigate this workshop. All right. Well, there's the axe that's embedded in the post outside. We got a key over here. Yeah, but something's not working quite right. Ah, this is actually going to be wood. So this is our guy that they couldn't think of a good symbol for a tree, so they just used the letter T. So we will ignore his creaking and crunching over there, and possible basilisk. All right. Guess we'll snag our little picture of this. And those styles of numbers. I just caught a quick glimpse of those over on these drawers. So let's give them an open. So we had a piece of the horn, the top of the basilisk's head. That was 241. We got a couple of ocular cavities pieces with 109 and 65B. 342A appears to be the eye socket on the other side. The bottom of the jaw in 147. And then the back of the skull with 490. Oh, but that's still not working, so what do we do to solve this puzzle? For reasons beyond me, and I don't understand why, you actually want to open the drawers that are not indicated in the diagram. So I usually just like to, for organization's sake, go through, open all the correct drawers, and then just click each one across the row. Just keep track of what I'm doing a little easier for me. It may not be the speediest method to do it, but it hasn't failed me once. Oh, now we've got some kind of a circuit that's connected in the keyhole. Okay. Open her up. And we've got a pot. We have honey. Or wax. It's a bee. That's what's important. Got a kind of a diamond-shaped lid. So let's write that down. That in the basilisk cabinet, we have the wax pot. And it's got this diamond-shaped lid. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's beautiful. All right. I have no reason to take one with me over the other, but I just, I didn't want to try and draw his lid shape, so that's the deciding factor here between which one I'm taking with me. Well, there we go. So we have covered the workshop. And we also got an elevator over here. Do we want to take the elevator, or do we want to keep exploring the main museum? Oh, we haven't done the theater yet. Let's go the theater before we take any more elevators up. Because we want to make sure, we've covered the whole main museum floor before we do too much leaving ya. Alright. The theater. We saw this in our book of hieroglyphics. So this is why this is one of the ones I took a picture on my phone, because trying to reference back and forth between the flashback to this,
To refresh your memory.
it's a little tedious. I'll pretend that's what I'm doing for one. So we'd look at the puzzle. We'd hit that. We'd load here. We'd click. We already did this part of the puzzle. We referenced this. Okay, north, south, east, west. Okay. Okay. We click out. We load. We play. We cackle. We load. And then we gotta start solving. Oh, absolutely not. That's too much puzzling by going back and forth. So we will make it simple for ourselves with modern convenience and technology. So we got a little guy there. A little two. You got a little bread loaf. Was anybody else like a 90s kid that had like way too many hieroglyphics things? Like I remember I remember I had like a stamp set of hieroglyphics. It definitely had these little bread guys. It obviously had like all the cartouches and stuff, so you could like quote unquote spell your name in hieroglyphics. Nobody could spell their name in hieroglyphics. Oh, what am I doing? I gotta move this guy down to south. Alright. South is going to be the arrow, this little guy, one of these little guys, and this. Alright, west is actually not looking too bad. It's gonna be these guys. East is gonna be those two. And we pretty much just gotta swap these guys' position. And we're in! Thank you, modern technology, for saving me a lot of back and forth. And or a lot of really elaborate note-taking. Alright, so the only phone notes we have left now are the alien pictures. We have the theater music now, which is one of my favorite tracks. It's barely music, but I like it. It's, they're lines from Hamlet, I think. They said in a commentary somewhere. Beth, meet me upstairs where we found the pots. M. No, don't go there. Those things are everywhere. Basement power plant. I think it's safe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know. I know. It's an honor. It is an honor to see you all. Thank you. Thank you. I know I can get behind the curtains somewhere. We're gonna get behind them boys. The other side, I guess. So let's just sneaky scooch around. And we got ourselves a hallway. We got a door here with a whole lot of letters. Guess we gotta find ourselves a clue. Oh, we got a mysterious panel and a weird looking dot. Looks like we got ourselves a little secret hallway. Oh, student progress report, Mount Pleasant High School. Parent or guardian, Nelson, Rachel. Advisor, Hoster, J. Principal, Matheson, M. To the parent or guardian of Nelson, Beth Ann. 450 North Washington, Mount Pleasant. Trig, A. Excellent student, but talks in class. Phys, A-. Subject comes easy. Would excel with some effort. Spanish. D. Grade as a result of failure to complete assignments. Chem. A. Shows aptitude in this area, but doesn't always listen. Lit. D. Grade reflects poor attitude. Does not show herself. PE. F. Girl, I get you. I get it. I get you, girl. Grade as a result of attendance and low skill tests. I don't wanna. No, you can't make me. I forgot my gym clothes. I can't do it. I'm sick. I can't do it. I got a doctor's note. Don't call me. This is not a report card, but a performance evaluation to inform you of areas where your child may be having difficulties. Please schedule an appointment to discuss your daughter's attendance and overall performance. No. Got a skull on the wall. You'll love to see it. Wait, was that more? Yeah, look at these. All these notes are not clicking. Mariana, lit is so boring. Will you write me another note to get out of PE? Say I've got a dentist appointment. Beth! Beth, no way. Forge your own note. Besides, I'll get restricted if I get caught again. Did you get an F in PE? Yeah, but my mom will go in and argue that not everyone was born with athletic abilities. Flirt with Hofstetter. They used to date. Yuck. And I'll pass. How bad was yours? I'm restricted for a week. What are you doing tonight? Can you go to my physics for me? On Friday night? Get real. I'm going over to Merrick's tonight. His dad is so awesome. He always invites me over for dinner, so I'll be late. I hope. B. Over. What do you see in him? He's sorta cute, but he's into dead mummies and stuff. That must be why you like him. He's a regular windle nut. It was a lot more fun when you liked Adam. At least he had a cute friend. Have you guys kissed yet? I don't kiss and tell. That means there's nothing to tell. Fill me in on the luscious details when there are any. Did you see? Uh-oh, Mr. D's coming. Why would you write that in the note? Girl, come on, come on. Note-taking amateur. There's not even any colorful gel pens involved. Oh, I guess these were 80s kids, though. These were 80s kids. This was before we had the glory of gel pens. 1980? Man. Dark times. Got a little creep into the library here. Oh, the wax monster was in there. I like how it like kind of glitched out the music with the library music then. Got them security cameras. And an elevator puzzle. So, 4 down. Let's do it. Alright, these are going one at a time. Those are going one at a time. Okay, okay. So he's supposed to be moving 2 at a time. Ooh, and those are moving 2 at a time. Okay. How are we gonna get him into that? Guess we're gonna have to do this. There we go. Yeah, see, much easier than the very first one we had. I don't get it, because they do kind of escalate in difficulty as you go. Oh my god. Okay. This elevator. This elevator. This elevator contains my favorite elevator music of all time. Listen to this elevator theme. It is the earwormiest. It is the most charming. It is perfection. This is the platonic ideal of elevator music. Like, y'all, I love this elevator. You don't understand. This elevator is my personality secretly. Boom. It's perfect. Well, I guess let's go up to the second floor in this. See where this leads. All elevators should have a spooky little window. Oh! Merrick, go back! Well, where did we see a wheel like this with a bunch of letters that we might be able to spell Joffrey? This elevator theme slaps, or this hallway theme rather, slaps too. But yes. Let's see, this box looks a little different. Because we have escalated. We have escalated our puzzles. Gotta get through some mazes. Nope. It wants to tell us there's an Exupi in here, but I don't know where. Oh, here's a nice little staircase. Let's go. Little unfinished. Oh, there we go. Let's pull this panel down. See what happens in here. Oh, there we go. Whew. Alright, let's get out of this stuffy hallway. Oh, it says lovely music too. A little bit of straw. Alright, alright. They send up. At least they put the box down right. Fragile. Oh, well, what's that? A little bit of a stone axe over there. Contents. Louis Garçon's alchemical machine. Oh, alright, alright. Now that is a circus of values. Damn. We'll mess with that later. We gotta go into my favorite narration room.
Man has taken it upon himself to penalize his fellow man for every conceivable offense, many trivial. Historically, singing insulting songs in Rome, injuring a cat in Egypt, and even selling bad beer in Babylon could bring the death penalty.
And maybe bad beer should bring the death penalty. Oh man, I had a bad beer last night. It was an IPA because that's who I am. I am here. Well, let's dress me up correctly for this talk. Let's get this correct. Oh no, wrong button. Okay, I got this. Don't autocorrect me, bro. Okay, so I had a bad beer yesterday. It was weird. It was a beer it was an IPA brewed with matcha and honey. And so, like, the first few sips of it, they were fine. They were okay. But then they got, like, not even warm. Once it was, like, anything besides, like, fridge cold. Oh, it was no good. It was really quite bad. And then, since it was a warm, not very good beer, I go to pour it out in the sink, right? And like I said, it was like brewed with matcha, and maybe the like fucked up Cthulhu horse on the can could have tipped me off, but I start pouring this out and it is neon green. It is absolute ecto-cooler neon green, like nightmare beer. So, okay. Thanks. Yeah, it was really bad. I cried. I poured some in glass instead of just dumping it in the sink to go show my wife and go, oh my god, look at this beer. Jesus Christ. So anyway, maybe bad beer should come with the death penalty. Okay? Alright? There. Booze opinion's over. I think metal's supposed to be over there, and that's what the exoopy noise it keeps playing at me is. Oh, the man's just thirsty. Get the man his drink. Guillotine. Let's read closely, children. Prior to the French Revolution, beheading was the death sentence of choice for the upper class. Thanks to the invention of the guillotine, decapitation was also made available to commoners. Dr. Guillotine said the victim of this machine does not suffer, but feels nothing more than a slight chill on the neck. No, we can trigger this. Come on. Oh, we gonna get exooped. We gonna get exooped, y'all. Oh, shit. We got. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I gotta be semi-careful with how many exoopy I show you, but I do want to try and show some just attacking. Alright. Do you value your brain cells? If you think the sounds in here are awful, get ready. Get ready. We in the puzzle room now, boys. Phoenician puzzle. Found in a tomb in Iran. This ancient game was supplied as entertainment during the departed's trip to the underworld. You can conquer this ancient game while you're still alive if you carefully watch the score. 10 points are given for a symbol in the proper position, and 1 point is awarded for a correct symbol in the wrong position. Pull the lever to begin. Play Mastermind while you listen to a terrible puzzle. So 1 symbol in the correct position. We'll come back to this. This you got to do at the very end of the game. There's no reason to do it now.
The world's greatest mysteries are merely puzzles waiting to be solved. The puzzle room is Professor Windlenot's favorite exhibit. If you can solve the last puzzle here, you will have discovered the museum's most precious secrets.
Most precious secrets. By going absolutely batshit insane crazy. One of these is like extra weird. I swear you can just walk straight into it. Am I crazy? Am I thinking of another room? I'd be thinking of another room. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's flee. Let's flee the terrible sound effects. Oh. Alright. Historically, the search for the perfect hang was a heated topic. Arguments ranged over where on the neck to put the noose, how thick the rope should be, and especially, how far the body should drop once the trapdoor was sprung. The debate came down to inches. It seemed that 14 feet, 5 inches was ideal, until people were decapitated as they dropped, their heads severed by the rope. The drop in this exhibit, however, is only 10 feet. Whee! So guess we gotta drop a guy. But as it said, this drop is only 10 feet, and the drop comes down 2 inches. So, 120 inches. Thanks for a questionable sound effect, game. Down we go, and we've got a pot. Let's see who we got here. Alright. We got a little guy. Does this match any of our previous? This does not. So we'll simply note that in the gallows, we have the sand pot. And we'll give it a little drawing, a little Little hourglass shape there that it has. Alright. Guess I gotta put it down. I gotta pick up the next. There we go. I don't know if that's a blow-up valve or if that was actually like a really weird mannequin nipple, but as a kid it was always like, oh my god. And I was standing around playing games like this. I didn't have a lot going on as a kid. Alright. The Man's Inhumanity to Man room. The alchemical machine. Come back to that later.
Man creates in order to improve his existence. However, many of man's early inventions became lost. During the Dark Ages, an inventor whose creation seemed a little too ingenious could be accused of collaborating with Satan and consequently burned at the stake, or worse.
Alright, here is the planetarium. Another strong contender for favorite. Are there actually like Exoopy in these places, or are we just stuck with a little bit of Exoopy music behind us? I guess that might have metal. I think the Exoopy music is just a little glitched and constantly playing at us. Alright. Well, belief in alien visitation is central to many cultures. Australian Aborigines believe that the Earth was created by the Wangina, who came flying in spacecrafts. The Dogon tribe of Africa claim to get their knowledge of the stars from extraterrestrial visitors. Indian legends from South America tell of an ancient tribe of warlike women who were descended from an advanced race who came to the Earth in fiery ships. Just gotta remember, these plaques were supposedly written by a British dude in the 60s. It's got a seam. It must open. Aha! We have another familiar looking set of pictograms. Well, let's get our handy phone photos ready. Alright. So, in the Nazca Plains of Peru, we want this little sun. We want this spaceman. And we want... oh, not that flying saucer. This flying saucer. Alright. Uzbekistan. We got confident little guy flying saucer. We got Strekopos spaceman. And we have this solar diagram. Alright, Pakistan. We got the shapely spaceman. We've got celestial diagram. And this, we will simply swap these two. And we'll have China solved. There he is. Ah, what's this on the ground? There we go. We have terrified selfie! Ah! Oh, who's inside? We got the sweet werewolf top. So let's just jot that boyo down. Delete those notes we don't need. Come back here. Alright, I'm gonna write down that in the UFO we have the lid with this kind of sawtooth thing going on. It's beautiful. But we don't know where its pot is, so... Yes, that's very nice. Let me free. Okay. Archaeoastronomy is the study of ancient cultures' beliefs in the heavens. As early as 300 BC, Heraclides of Pontus proposed that the planets revolved around the sun. Across the sea, Mayan Indians built temples aligned with Venus. Why then did modern man not know of the planet's orbits until AD 1700? One theory is that aliens from another system did not choose to share this with modern civilization. Yes, it's certainly not anything else. It's aliens, bruh. Aliens. Let me in that space puzzle. Because I can. It is a puzzle to move those. Well, we'll figure it out later. Astronomical construction. Scientists have yet to explain the perfection of the Great Pyramid in Egypt, the images on Easter Island, Stonehenge, or the Great Temples in Latin America. Each of these has astrological significance. One can theorize that the only way that much of the great architecture in the world was built was with the help and influence of technologies far greater than ours. Yeah. Aliens. Bro, you're so right about aliens.
Since 1947, when American pilot Kenneth Arnold described what he saw as, "They flew like a saucer would if you skipped it across the water," man has reported thousands of UFOs. Hysteria? Then why do we find flying saucers creeping into prehistoric cave paintings 7,000 years old? And giant Nazca markings in the deserts of Peru that can only be seen from thousands of feet in the air? As you investigate further, you'll discover we are not alone.
Found in a cave in Turkey, this is just one example of a myth founded in truth. The myth says that Apollo killed all the Cyclops with a bow they had forged. Could it be that they really existed and the myth explains their extinction? Bitch, it might. I like the dragon sculpture up here, which is never acknowledged. Childhood me would like to talk about dragons, sir. Most primitive cultures have myths to explain the introduction of death to the world. To the Maoris, death was willed by the goddess, I will not disrespect the Maori by trying to pronounce that, who sent the spirit journeying across the ocean to the underworld. Enclosed in a carved chest, the bodily remains stood guard, frightening away intruders. Oh, that's a piece of luck. All right, we have the full cloth lid. Wow, do you think he's still in that closet? Let's go find out. Are we just getting, like, real convenience stuff here? We just getting real convenienced here. So yes, this symbol is cloth. You have the kind of reeds growing and a woven basket motif to indicate that. Cloth is real cheesy looking. Boom! Chat, I think you might be a good luck charm when it comes to playing this game. Well, let's see which lid we got here. We have kind of a flat hourglass shape. Looking a little familiar. Because we just left something exactly like that underneath the gallows. Well, well, well. Oh, no, that's where I just left. We're going in here. We'll loop back to those gallows shortly. Apophis the Serpent. According to Egyptian myth, Serpent Apophis attacks the sun god Ra every night, battling it until morning. Priests of Ra enact the battle by inscribing a wax effigy with the name of the serpent and hacking it into pieces while reciting a spell. African creation myth. God was angry at Anansi the spider for his latest prank. To punish him, God told Anansi to bring him the items he was thinking about. Through trickery, Anansi learned that God was thinking about darkness, the moon, and the sun. Anansi tricked Gila Monster into showing him where they were. Bringing the items to God in a bag, Anansi first threw out darkness. Then he threw out the moon and finally the sun, momentarily blinding God and allowing Anansi to get away. This music box celebrates how the moon and sun came to be in the sky. Gonna turn? Oh, it's not gonna turn. The music box is broken. But we got a backpack. Beth, looking inquisitive. Beth laughing. Look at all these skulls. Wacky. Merrick poking at some stuff in the workshop. Real blown out 80s photo. Ancient selfie with some CG pots. Yo! Just about to open and release those Exupi. The big maroons. To my greatest fan, Merrick Campbell, John Maker, 1978. In 1938, Sir Hubert Windlenot wrote a startling paper. In it, he reported the pyramids, similar in size and construction to the Great Pyramids of Egypt, were built in parts of the world by civilizations that had never had contact with each other. The paper was widely respected at first, but later, as he lectured and wrote articles in scientific journals, he claimed that extraterrestrial beings had inspired the construction of these buildings. He went so far as to suggest that the monuments were gigantic stone signs built around the world to signal the gods, or extraterrestrial beings. This author neither supports nor denies Windlenot's point of view, but rather reports it as another theory. As lost civilizations are uncovered and ancient writings deciphered, more mysteries are revealed every year, and the theories that explain them multiply. Recently, an increasing number of scientists have at least considered theories similar to Sir Windlenot's. The past 10 years, 319 books and over 100,000 articles have been written addressing the subject. Some support and some criticize. A society called the Ancient Astronaut Society was formed exclusively to prove the hypothesis that astronauts from another world are the explanation to most of the mysteries of the past. Oh, Merrick. You into that kind of wacky stuff? Come on, man. Gimme. Gonna have to repair it somehow. Oh, we didn't listen to the exhibit narration.
Plato first coined the word mythologia, or the telling of stories. Fictional or historical, myths are a universal creation. They attempt to explain the unexplainable, the world, God, monsters, man's very existence itself, and death.
And death. Can't open it. Gonna have to open it from the other side. Alright. Oh, wood's in there now, boys. Now we got the skulls. Love the little gargoyle here. Can I give him like a... I don't know if he's a gate or anything. No, guess we just get a look at him. Interior, workshop. Alright, just making sure we were good in here. Alright. We're about to get ourselves exupied back there. Alright. Cut back through. Is this the way we came through the gallows? Or did we come up there? Ooh. I don't want to take the elevator. I know we didn't come up the elevator through here. Yeah. No, we came in through the hallway. That's right. We got art. We got a woman bathing here. Oh, we got some rip-off Monet. Oh, now I'm just wandering. Oh, we got a pile of garbage. Thank God he hired outside contractors. They did a much better job. Ooh, we did come up through an elevator, didn't we? There's the garbage again. Oh shit, we're lost. Alright, portrait. Okay. There's the Van Gogh. Okay, there's the stairs. Damn, we're gonna have to take the elevator. That means making the elevator puzzles harder. Alright. I'll take it. Aha! I see. Oh, so gotta... Alright. We'll just settle him in there. So we just gotta get this guy up here. Oh, we're gonna move one at a time. Alright. Oh, it's already hard. I hate it. Okay, okay. Oh, man. Ugh, did I already screw myself? It's because it's already hot. Y'all, it's already hot. Let's come back to this tomorrow. Then I'm gonna go grab my iced tea. And then I'm gonna come back and play some Fields of Mystria. Let's do some Fields of Mystria in a sec. Yeah? Yeah.